just heard the news today. It seems my life is gonna change. I close my eyes, begin to pray, then tears of joy.
I'm telling you about this book. This book is not the holy grail of teaching techniques. It's just some ideas. You all can, if you had a really successful time when you taught something and it was good, write it down. Because it's just like diet books, you know, you can always come up with a teaching technique. Some of you in here maybe are future writers of teaching techniques. You don't know where your life's going to take you. It takes you in amazing places.
The main point is to give them direction every step of the way, because I never had that. I never experienced that in most of my educating life. They just expected me to know what they were talking about. You know, and so oftentimes students don't know what we as adults are talking about.
Weird.
Weird. Have each syllable in your head. Have each syllable in your head.
Good.
I just have to say something which is kind of charming. This is an example exactly what I'm talking about. You look at John's chart and you look at this chart and you can tell that there's a natural spiritual kinship with the different age groups. This is a far more sophisticated chart.
The comic book kind of edge.
It is. This is awesome. You are such a natural-born junior high teacher. You're the bomb.
In life, you could say that I've acquired a certain level of knowledge from a very questionable source. I like to call it the wisdom of 1,000 wrong turns. During the era of 1,000 wrong turns, I was just about like everyone else. I wanted a better life. I wanted it all, and I wanted it now. I would wish and I would pray for it. And sadly, my answer would always come back, you can't even organize what you have already. And finally, I found some of the straightforward, no-nonsense talk in the topics about encasing homosexuality and transgender students in a special needs cloak of protection. Well, you know, I'm going to be teaching 7th and 8th grade, and just the thought of bringing that up to a child in 7th grade offends my my Christian son, brother, husband, father, neighbor, coach, and American citizen sensibilities. 7th grade, transgenders. Anybody know what transgender means? Can you tell me what transgender means?
Well, let's break it down.
If, for instance, somebody that feels like they're trapped in a female body when they actually feel like they have a male personality, or vice versa. And it's a very real thing. It's not made up. It's not.
But how does that give them
How about
special
all of a
needs?
sudden, if you can imagine yourself, who you are, and put Marilyn Monroe's body there. Just walk around in Marilyn Monroe's body and you're you.
Basically, what I want to talk about, I want to tell you with all that things, we wanted protection, and they had, I've gone over this with some of you before, they want to put a pink sticker on the door with 2 women next to it and 2 men next to it, they're little bathroom symbols, and it says, we protect homosexual, gay, lesbian, and transgender children in this classroom. This flag, if I'm not mistaken, has been doing that for 200 years. We don't need to specify. I mean, what am I going to put? Am I going to put 20 different stickers on my door? This classroom protects African American students. This. I mean, fat kids, skinny kids, kids who climb on rocks, even kids with chicken pox. Who am I going to protect tomorrow? Let's encase the kids being American kids, and let's let the flag protect their rights. It's like I get nervous, more nervous every week, and I can't kind of figure it out, so I need everybody to help me out, so you just need to tell me, lighten up, Johnny, it's just us.
Lighten up, Johnny. It's just us.
What a difference.
What are you going to talk about tonight?
I'm going to link math with slavery and independence, whether you believe it or not.
That's cool.
All right, since I've been here on this campus, and for 2 years now, there's been 3 top things that people that I've talked to and meshed with, and I do a lot of that, is the things they hate the most. Top 3 things hated the most on the campus. Number 1 and 2 are Barnes & Noble, the bookstore, and number 3 is math. I can't get over the way people talk about math, and I felt it too in this anger. You feel this, like it's a stranglehold, like it's some kind of hurdle they're setting up purposely to piss you off, to make you, I mean, I felt like it was like, I can't believe this is what's going to hold me back from being a teacher. All those unbelievable nervous things you go through in the beginning of it. And then there's the people that are good at math. They're just like, hey, what's up? Are you all right, you know? You're going to be okay over there? But I mean, just talking about it, it's not just, I mean, it's a real, serious thing. It's stressful. It's, I just, my biggest thing was, is math worthy of my attention? Is it worthy of all this attention? And as far as history, what does 1492 mean?
Columbus.
All right, what president freed the slaves?
Lincoln.
I actually spelled that one right, too. Okay, who shot JFK?
Government.
I'll write that over here in parentheses, the government.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
By himself.
All right, now what's an algorithm? All right. Move on to science. What does H2O stand for?
Water.
Water. What is photosynthesis?
Energy from the plant.
Energy from plants that provides us with oxygen, right? All right, who invented the airplane?
Right.
The Wright brothers. All right, what's the front end strategy in math? Crystal, spell Mississippi.
M-I-S-S-I-S. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know because he pointed to me.
I'm just too happy to turn my neck. And she usually sits over there, I'm sorry. All right, what's the clustering factor theory?
When you cluster numbers.
All right, one person. All right, those were the three things that I was supposed to teach you. Clustering factor, front-end strategy, and about algorithms. So if you can see, there's so many different things in your life that are more important than math, but yet math is so pushed and so, God, it sounds like something I can do to stop math. Seriously, you should only need the 4 functions in life. If you're not going to be involved in math, so I'm going on the couch, and my wife and my daughter are just holding back and they're laughing. I'm going, 1, come on, spit it out. So they said, Dad, you're going to need to remember math, you're going to need to use math, and you need math every day. So I said, okay, so we're talking about teaching, so I said, well, tell me how children use math. And my daughter said, well, they use it for logical reasoning and problem solving. All problems involving time, distance, perimeter, volume, comparing prices, and money are algebra. So as narrow-minded and my hate and fear of frustration had me of math, I'm forced to admit that there are always 2 sides to a story. In the end, the guy who gets the girl, the guy that's successful, the guy that makes it in this world is the guy that has the answers. So I'm going to talk to him like that. I'm going to try to touch him somewhere between discipline and between waking up. Don't be afraid of discipline. Don't be afraid of old school things like that. Kids don't need to be catered to. Kids don't need to be. It's like it used to be where there was 30 kids in a class and we were trying to pick out 2 or 3 of the kids that were special needs or this and that. Now we have 30 kids in a class and we're trying to find 2 kids that are normal. Every single kid start out with a prayer and with every eye closed and every head down. My King, my Lord, my life, my light, thank you for one event this year. One event. And that's when Mr. Lee read this book and decided not to do this class. Thank God Mr. Lee didn't teach this class because we wouldn't have run across Mrs. Christopher here. Mrs. Christopher? Because this class, okay, amen. This class did its job. How many times were we told that these classes will determine whether we want to teach or not? I don't belong in a public school atmosphere. Thank you.
My best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not a given right.